After a friend of mine who was 82 years old he told me something. He says, you know that light-skinned niggers think they're better than dark-skinned niggers. I was like, Woodrow, what the hell are you talking about? He said, you know the kind of niggas I'm talking about. The Maynard Jackson kind of niggers. The Andrew Young kind of niggas. The Colin Powell kind of niggas. I'm like, damn. Okay. And from that conversation, it was like the movie Inception, you know, where the idea gets in your mind and it can't get out. That conversation sparked the idea that became these panels. I started with nigger, naturally, because of the conversation, and then also who I am with the word. But I also discovered a few other things along the way. Nigger only affects you if you believe it. Not only if you believe it, but if you accept it. It's the same thing with kike or raghead or wetback. All of those constructs are put in place to keep you in a space of subjection. So let's say I am out during my day and I'm having a great day with my kids and blah, blah, blah. And someone says to me, excuse me, can you get out of the way? And I don't move fast enough. And they say, well, you're a fucking nigger. Is that supposed to affect me? The person who says it to me thinks that it does supposed to affect me. However, it has no relevance in my life. So I've rebuilt myself in my own liking. So to address the word, for instance, on TV they say it's the N-word. It's the N-word, it's the N-word, it's the proper usage of the word now. You say the N-word. It's not true. Because the more you ignore it or push it away, you give more power to the word. So the word just looms large in a dark, dark corner, just waiting to be unleashed. But if you say it with conviction, eventually the word nigger, wetback, kike, chink, raghead, all of them don't mean shit. They only mean what we give it to it. That's all. And all of it are ideas that someone else created for us to be in subjection to whatever they choose for us to be in. So the idea is to destroy the constructs. That's my job. To destroy the constructs where it doesn't mean anything. And once it doesn't mean anything, I found myself in this place. This is my manifesto. After I did the panels are so fucking heavy with negative information. Perceived to be negative information. And I'm like, well, I know this is not what I stand for, but what is it that I stand for? So I know that I'm against this, but where do I stand? I needed to know where I stood. So I was on vacation in Maui, and I was in this health food store, and I read this card, and the card was by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss said, "Today you are you, and there's no one more youer than you." And that card struck a nerve with me, which spawned the question. And the question is, who were you before you were you? Before everyone told you you were you. So when you were a child, someone came to you and said, "Patrick, come here, come. I'm like, well, Patrick. So eventually I answered to that name that someone else gave me. Everybody else around me was aware of this name except me. So, who was I before I became Patrick to all these other people? That was the question which spawned the manifesto, which in essence freed me from the constructs. So none of these things bother me. I'm not a part of any religion. The reason that religion is in the middle, because religion, for whatever denomination or whatever religious thing that you practice, there's no offense attached to what I'm going to say. But religion is in the middle of all the shit. It's in the middle because religion stirs up the pot. Whether you are a heretic or an infidel or whatever have you, religion stirs the pot. And then they have the power to exterminate you. So if you're not prostrating yourself to whatever religious act, you will be called terrorist or heretic or what have you. And those names are meant to demonize. And once you are demonized and dehumanized, it's easier to get rid of it. So, this first sentence it says, break the hypnotic spell of complying with any religious sect or order. Then it says, acknowledge the deception in conforming to ideas that are propagated by other people, by other forces that are not you and didn't originate with yourself. And then it says, reprogram yourself. So after you get rid of these constructs, you have to reprogram. As Yoda said, you have to unlearn what you have learned. And that shit is true. Then it says, and now after you do that, you are free to expand your consciousness. Because if you're holding on to all of these other things, you can't expand your consciousness. Your consciousness will not allow expansion if you're constricted with religion. Religion, the Latin word religion, means to constrict, to hold back. That's what it means. So, also, one of the main things that I discovered for myself, it says, forgive your parents. Remember you chose them. Which turns the dynamic around because most children say, well, I didn't ask to be here. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You asked to be here, and everybody that's in your life, you asked all of those people in your life to play whatever role they are playing in your life for your best interest. Even if it doesn't look like it's for your best interest, it is. There's barbed wire, nails, razor blades, broken glass, pointing nails. Just be careful on the walls. Be careful on the walls. I don't have insurance for everybody. Okay. Also, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. First I was Baptist, Pentecostal, get my singing and dancing on, all that shit. Then Jehovah's Witness. In 2001, a friend of mine gave me a book, and once he gave me the book and I read the book, I knew that I was not going to be a part of being a Jehovah's Witness ever again. I knew it. There's a thing, it says in most religions, it says, stay away from occult information. So that's the first thing that I dove head first into is occult. Then I discovered that occult just means hidden. It doesn't mean anything else. It doesn't mean evil or wicked or bad. It just means hidden. But it's hidden from the masses of people because the masses of people are not ready and prepared for what the information is. So until you break the spell, this hypnotic spell that we've all been under, and it's not just black people or Mexican people, it's everybody. we're all under a spell. We're all treated like lab rats. We've been conditioned, we've been programmed, we've been trained as lab rats. So the key that I discovered for myself, when you break that hypnotic spell and you can move outside of what the program is, you can see it. And once you're able to see it, you don't have to comply with it. And compliance is the thing, is your agreement with it. So you can complain and you can say, well, but I got to do this, and I got to do that, and everybody has to do what they have to do. But compliance is the thing that gives your energetic being the permission to do that thing. And it gives whomever you're complying with the permission to do whatever it is that they're going to do. So, I've had a hell of a journey creating these pieces and endeavoring to get these pieces out in the public so everyone can see them and have an experience that has been as freeing as mine. That's a tall order, but I know what happened to me. I know what happened for me. So I want everyone to enjoy themselves, talk with each other. Also, limit yourself on your phones. Be here, be present. Take pictures, and then after you absorb, call Oprah Winfrey and tell her she needs to come here.